Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome back in my video. This is our NIND meeting. It means that you already finished your mid examination and I will continue the material for this meeting. Let me share the material for you. Okay, first thing first, as usual, I will give you the vision of our Latan Samashiro University. That is menjadi universitas yang unggul, berdaya saing global, berjiwa entrepreneurship, berdasarkan akhlakul karimah. And also the vision of Fakulti Teacher Training and Education menjadi fakultas keguruan dan ilmu pendidikan yang unggul pada penyiapan bahan ajar berbasis digital dan edupreneur yang dapat berdaya saing global dijiwai akhlakul karimah. And the last one, our English Education Study Program Vision is menjadi program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris yang unggul pada penyiapan bahan ajar berbasis digital dengan pendekatan kearifan lokal serta edupreneur yang memiliki daya saing global dijiwai akhlakul karimah. That's all everyone. And then I will give you one surah for this meeting from Toha, Quran Surah Toha, verse 114. The importance of seeking knowledge. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. فتعالى الله الملك الحق ولا تعجل بالقرآن من قبل أن يقضى إليك وحيه وقل ربي زدني علما صدق الله العظيم. So exalted is Allah, the true King, and do not hasten with the Quran before its revelation is completed to you, and say, My Lord, increase me in knowledge. So, by reciting this Quran Surah Toha, verse 114, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala teach us to continually seek an increase in knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong process, and we are encouraged to keep learning and deepening our understanding both in religious knowledge and in worldly sciences that bring benefits. It means that everyone Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala asks all Muslim to learn deeply and never stop learning. Learning as a long life journey, so never stop when you finish to read or learn something, and you can read another one or continuing or practicing what you already learned. That will deepen your understanding. And so we will continue teaching methodology. At this time, I will explain to you about inquiry-based learning. This is one of the teaching methodology. Yeah? What we will discuss here, of course, the introduction of inquiry-based learning, and then definition and models, strength and weaknesses, and sample activity in the classroom. Okay, I will start from the introduction of inquiry-based learning teaching method. If we want to know about inquiry-based learning, so let's see from the words inquiry. The meaning of inquiry is defined as seeking for the truth, information, or knowledge by questioning. So if you uh, See this word inquiry, it's related to something questioning, yeah. And then the process of inquiring begins with gathering information through applying the human senses, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Inquiry is not merely searching the right answer, but finding the appropriate resolution to question and issues. So it means that uh, start from the inquiry, we can see here that this teaching methodology is looking back to the knowledge that we'll learn by asking something, yeah, by asking something, and you will uh, get the answer, or you can search something for uh, digging up the answer. Okay, and then look at here, we can see from the underlying principles of inquiry-based learning. Elements of inquiry-based learning have their origins in constructivism, especially Jean Piaget, Vygotsky, and Jerome Bruner. They believe that learners must be actively construct their own knowledge and skill through their experience and interaction with environment. So in here, these three scholars, Piaget, Vygotsky, and Bruner, yeah, they make uh, construct the learning through social present, cognitive present, and educational experience. Look at here one by one. In social present, of course, students are encouraging to engage with participant or with their peers or with their friends, yeah. So they will build social competence. In social present or in social competence here, they will also take their an initiative or something like a risk-free expression, yeah. And also in social interaction, they will doing collaboration, yeah, with their friends. And in cognitive present, there is exchanging information, applying new ideas, and connecting idea. Uh, so in cognitive present, students uh, have to build their understanding, yeah, by exchanging the information from their students or from the teacher, and they will get a new knowledge from changing the information. And also, they can apply their own idea about something, yeah, and connect their idea to other students. And the last one, after social and cognitive presence, they will educational experience. Yeah, in educational experience, we know that this case should be in the teaching present. Yeah, in teaching present, of course, both teacher and student will sharing their personal meaning. Teacher will sharing their own role as a teacher, and students will sharing their experience role as students. And There is also setting curriculum and focusing discussion. That's the goals of teaching presence. So all of this part will be educational experience, setting climates, selecting content, supporting discourse. Okay. And then, according to constructivism, yeah, sorry, there is also, we need to know here that the teaching must know to offer teaching practice. Yeah, this is the characteristic of the students when constructivism try to collaborate with inquiry-based learning. Yeah, this is a sign from Brook and Brooks in 2005. The first one is students take initiative and autonomy in the classroom. Yeah, students take initiative and autonomy in the classroom. It means that student will become the center of the learning process. Yeah. So by questioning something, because inquiry is close with questioning something, student asking something, asking question, it's mean that something initiate. Yeah, and they or students try to be independent learner. The second one, classroom activities resolve around the concept of solving for authentic. Because inquiry-based learning is same as scientific learning, the classroom activities, of course, should be authentic. Yeah. And the third, student not merely interact with textbook. Yeah. In inquiry-based learning, uh, both teacher and student should doing the activities not only depends on the textbooks. Yeah. So what it is or whatever you use the textbook is just like learning media, yeah, or learning material. So you just take a look on the instruction, but you have to do it in real life situation. And fourth, communication in the classroom is characterized by discourse. Yeah, of course, discourse is such a text. So, when you communicate in the classroom, you should know how to do the discourse. Yeah. And the teacher question is to guide and coach. It means that in inquiry-based learning, teachers only become a facilitator for the students. And the last one, students' experiences and thoughts spiral through a hierarchy of knowledge. Okay. And then knowledge is not static, and learners are not an empty vessel whose job is to absorb material as much as possible. Learners are viewed as inquirers, learning through work on meaningful problems in real situation. So it means that in inquiry-based learning, students need to find their own way how to get the knowledge, how to learn something. Yeah, not waiting for something that given by the teacher. Yeah, they can decide, they can create anything they want to during the process of learning. And then here we go. For the inquiry-based learning, the benefit and advantages in inquiry-based learning offers numerous benefits, including increased students' engagement, motivation, and a deeper understanding of the material, creating an environment where students feel empowered to explore knowledge independently. Yeah, I already talked about this a bit. And for the variety of forms, multiple forms of inquiry-based learning exist, tailored to enhance students' involvement across different educational contexts and subjects. So, inquiry-based learning or scientific learning not only can use in English language teaching, but also in different subjects like biology, mathematics, or any subject. Implementation in teaching for various types of inquiry based learning can be integrated into teaching practices, providing educators with strategies to effectively incorporate this approach into their classroom. Yeah, so we can't uh, see there are some of cycles in inquiry based learning, yeah, that can be practiced in the classroom. In summary, inquiry based learning is a dynamic and interactive method that promotes critical thinking, problem solving, and active students' engagement, making it a valuable strategy in modern education. And this is one of the 5E inquiry based learning cycle model, yeah, proposed by B 1990, yeah. 5E model of instruction. Yeah, the first one is engage. The second one is explore. Yeah, 5E learning cycle. Yeah. The third, explain. Fourth, elaborate. And the last one, evaluate. Look at here, everyone. We will discuss one by one. When we talk about engage, this step will help students to capture attention and spark curiosity. Use a question, activity, or discussion to connect prior knowledge to the new topic. So, by Q&A section, we can engage with the students, make them ready to learn something as a brainstorming, yeah, or warming up at the first of teaching and learning process. And then the second one, explore. This step is allow students to investigate and experiment with concept hands-on, promoting discovery and deep understanding through collaborative or individual activity. So in this step, by exploring something, student can deepen their understanding not only in the first step, questioning something. By explore, they will doing an experiment or investigate something to make they understand deeper what they are going to learn, what they are discuss. Yeah. And it can be in a group or individual activity. Yeah. It based on what you are going to set your own uh, classroom activity. And then the third one is explain. This step is guide students to articulate their understanding and provide direct instruction or clarification to address misconception and solidify learning. Okay, after the students explore or investigate or doing the experiment, they have to explain. Yeah, in this step, the students need to make a clarification or they have to identify something. So they will understand what already experiment or already investigate. Yeah. This step will also continue to the fourth step, elaborate, extend learning by applying knowledge to new situation, solving problems, or integrating it with other subjects to deepen understanding. Yeah, so it means that in elaboration step, students can make something like, what is it? Connection, yeah, connection between what they learn now and another thing or of what they learn. Yeah. It can be still in the same subject, or it can be something rather different, or they can also connect what they learn from the text or from everything around their daily life, yeah, in real situation. And the last one is evaluate. In this step, student assess learning through formal or informal methods such as quizzes, projects, or observation to determine understanding and mastery. So, to evaluate all the learning activities that are already done by the students, the teacher can set an assessment. Yeah, it can be a peer assessment, or you can make a quiz. Yeah, or you ask at the very first time making a project, and then you can ask your students to evaluate the project. Yeah. Or you can also ask your students to present, yeah, to present their project or what they are already discussed together with their friends. Yeah, this is one of the evaluation. That is a 5 e-learning cycle from by B. Okay, everyone. When we talk about inquiry-based learning, of course, in Indonesia also use this method, yeah, teaching method. So let's take a look the application of inquiry-based learning in Indonesia. You know that in several years ago, I don't say curriculum 2013 curriculum not uh used anymore. No, but some of schools in Indonesia still using 2013 curriculum. But as you know that our government already changed the curriculum into Merdeka curriculum. So 2013 curriculum is not really used, but still used in several institution. So in here, I would say that inquiry-based learning is something fit for this 2013 curriculum. Yeah. Why? Because there is a spiral or cycle of inquiry that match with this curriculum. Yeah. Knowledge is dynamic process and learners are inquirers who learn through work on meaningful problem in real situation. Yeah. It means that there is something that we can learn the cycle from this inquiry, yeah, in 2013 curriculum. Yeah, look at this. This is the model. The first one is questioning for make the students more curious. Yeah, want to know about what they gonna learn, and then predict, think about what will happen, not the same as guessing. Yeah, predict is something um authentic, something academic. Yeah. And then planned, students can make a plan to do something or to do the project. Yeah, identify methods, material, seek information. We can plan it first. And then investigate, observe object, places, events, sort, classify, compare, contrast. And it can be also doing a task that is investigate. Or we can make an experiment also in our investigation. And then we record everything during our investigation, yeah, to document something during our observation, yeah. This will express idea, thought, and information. And then after record, students should analyze and interpret what they get, all the mm, information. Yeah, they should analyze and interpret to get the meaning, yeah, deeply. And then the last one is connect. Connect prior knowledge and new knowledge, reflect on learning. They will make a connection between what they all already learned with their real life situation. Okay, and then inquiry, there are some models. I already talked about this in inquiry based learning. We can see here the first we should explore, investigate, processing, and creating. Yeah, we can do anything in inquiry based learning. Okay, so by learning this inquiry based learning, and also we make a connection between Tesol. Yeah, in here, the key components of the model of inquiry based learning, it can be student centered approach, and then integration with the curriculum. Yeah, curriculum 2013, and scaffolding the technique. Effective inquiry-based learning in TESOL involves scaffolding where teachers support students in navigating complex language tasks, enhancing their learning, acquisition, and problem-solving skills. Yeah. And then collaborative learning, real-world context, and reflection with a metacognition. Yeah, the model encourages students to reflect on their learning experiences, helping them become aware of their language learning process and identify areas for improvement. So, in summary, the inquiry based learning model in TESOL emphasizes students' engagement, collaboration, real world application, which are essential for effective language learning. By creating an environment conducive to inquiry and exploration, educators can enhance the language acquisition process and prepare learners for lifelong learning. So, go on. We in strength and weaknesses of inquiry-based learning. The strength. We will talk first with the strength. The first one is promotes active learning. Of course, in inquiry-based learning, student will become an active learning. Why? Because the first cycle, student have to asking something, questioning something, yeah. So students will actively engage in learning process, yeah, by asking question. The second one enhances critical thinking by asking something. Sorry, it will help students to think critically. Everyone, how we can ask something when we don't think about it, yeah. So by asking something, it means that they are already think about something to be solved, yeah. It also encourages students to explore and investigate, yeah, and trying to solve the problem that this kind of skills match for real world challenges. And the third one, improve language skill. It's also will expand students' vocabulary, understand their grammar, and negotiating with the meaning by the context, yeah. And also will strengthening students' linguistic and communicative competence by what? By learning and collaborate with each other. And the fourth, encourage lifelong learning. It means that by learning, by doing something, questioning, investigating, and so on, a student will learn continuing, yeah. And also they become aware with their self, what they want to learn, the process, and they become independent learners or autonomous learners during their teaching and learning process. And then that's the strength, and we will see the weaknesses of inquiry based learning. The first one is complex implementation. Of course, because we have the cycle in inquiry based learning, yeah. So both teacher and students should prepare themselves, yeah, to uh, make this cycle can continuing and make a goal. And then time consuming, of course, because we need a planned time consuming will be, yeah. It can be there is a pre-planned and we need to plan something. Maybe sometimes a teacher asks students to bring something from home, and then this is part of the experiment or something that is need sometimes, yeah, to make everything done. And for the high students motivation require, of course, without students motivation the learning will never happen, yeah. So because in inquiry based learning students center is more suitable, it means that each student have to make their own self be aware what they are going to learn. So they have to motivate their self, or they will um, get a motivation from another students. Yeah, if you make it in a group. So everything what they want to do, it's something like students' willingness, yeah, to do something. And then for the resource dependence, requires adequate resources such as access to technology or primary data, which may not always be available in every educational setting. Of course, sometimes the resource that dependence will be set by the teacher. Yeah. Overall, while inquiry-based language learning effectively promotes deeper understanding and skill development, its success is contingent upon teacher readiness and also students' engagement and resource availability. If that's uh, that's all the teacher readiness, students' engagement, and resource availability is ready, then you can just doing the inquiry-based learning. Okay. Here we go in the sample of activity in the classroom of using inquiry-based learning teaching method. In here, I use English subject, of course, yeah. The topic is about describing people and places, yeah, for 7th grade junior high school. Yeah, the skill that will be learned is reading and speaking, yeah, through exploration. And for the objective of the learning, student will develop vocabulary and descriptive skill by inquiring about and describing people and places, practicing both reading comprehension and speaking in English. For the activity, the first step or the first cycle is initiate with a question. Of course, yeah, you can put it around 10 minutes. Begin with an engaging question to spark curiosity of the students, yeah. You can ask, how would you describe a person you admire or a place you would love to visit? It will help you to encourage your students, yeah, to think about it. And then the second one, exploration and research, you can put it on 15 minutes. You can divide your students into pairs or small groups, discussion, and each group receive a short passage describing either a famous person or an interesting place, such as a landmark or a city. Yeah. And then give students time to read the passage and highlight descriptive words or phrases that stand out to them. Yeah. For example, here, you can give the passage like as a description of a famous figure, like a sports star or musician. Or you can also describe a famous place like a Paris or the beach. And also we can encourage the students by questioning something, yeah, to help them build the passage, yeah. What words help you imagine the person or place? Because in here, students will describe something, yeah. How would you add to or change the description? Yeah, make all the description of places or person clear and detailed. Yeah. And then in the step 3, formulating question and digging deeper. You can put around 10 minutes. Ask each group to brainstorm questions they have about the person or place in their passage. For example, for the person, what kind of hobbies does this person have? What would it be like to meet them? Or for the place, you can ask what activities could you do there or what kind of food would you find? And each group should choose one question and explore potential answer using context clues from the passage or adding ideas from their own experiences and imagination. Their own imagination. And for the step 4, group presentation, you can put around 15 minutes. Have each group prepare a brief description of their person or place, incorporating their selected question and answer. Encourage them to use descriptive language and some new vocabulary words from the vocabulary bank. Each group then present to the class who the person is or what the place is like, and then what question they choose and the answer they created. Okay, and then the last step, class discussion and reflection. You can also put it around 10 minutes. After all groups have presented, let the class discussion on how using descriptive words help them understand or picture the person or place better. Encourage students also to reflect on which new words they found interesting, how they felt about describing in English. And the last one, finish by asking students to share how they might describe someone or somewhere important to them using what they have learned. Yeah. And for the assessment and reflection, the teacher can assess students' engagement, teamwork, and use of descriptive language during discussion and presentation. And for the reflection, ask students to write a short paragraph at the end of the class describing someone or a place they know, applying their new vocabulary and descriptive skills. So, this inquiry-based learning activity support language learning by immersing students in a hands-on exploration of descriptive language. Encourage them to inquire, collaborate, and reflect on their learning. It helps also them to build vocabulary and confidence in speaking English while actively involving them in the learning process. Yeah, everyone. Finally, we are in our last chapter that will the conclusion for everything that already we discussed about inquiry based learning. Yeah. So the first one, shift in learning paradigm. Move from teacher centered to student centered learning. Of course, in inquiry based learning. In encourage curiosity, questioning, and independent exploration. And for the development of essential skill, this inquiry-based learning will build critical thinking, problem solving, and independent learning. Also, foster creativity and adaptability. This is matched with the 21st century competencies. And for the benefits in language learning, Tesol context enhances language proficiency and communication skill and also promotes collaboration, reflection, and cross-cultural understanding during the teaching and learning process. Sorry. and also connects language learning to real world context. And then increase engagement and motivation. Students take ownership of their learning. Learning becomes meaningful and personally relevant. It means that inquiry-based learning helps students become autonomous learner. Challenge and opportunities, balancing curriculum structure with flexible inquiry. Need for innovative assessment methods. Despite challenges, inquiry-based learning empower lifelong learners. So, the overall impact of inquiry-based learning prepares students for success in a complex, changing world and promotes learners who are curious, reflective, and globally aware. That's all, everyone. And for the very last time, I will give you the assignment, yeah, for this meeting. As usual, you have to watch my recorded teaching video to the end, yeah. Don't only watch in until second minutes, yeah, but you have to finish all. And then, after understanding the material, you have to do the assignment by summarizing the material they already explained. You need to also underline the important keys point of the material and explain it by yourself by recording into a video. The duration of the video should be around 3 minutes or more. Share your link video in the Google Classroom assignment as the proof you did the assignment. That's all, everyone. Happy watching, happy learning. See you on my next video. Bye bye. Where is it?